Am I still bullish on Moonriver? Absolutely. I'm not giving up. And I still believe that, its native cryptocurrency called MOVR could hypothetically go to the price of $700 during this bull run. And now, of course, that's not financial advice. And also that's definitely not a guarantee. But why do I think so? It's because I think that Moonriver has amazing fundamentals. Often people like to say it's trash, but no, I disagree. Because if you take a look at it, right, at its core, what it is that it's an Ethereum-compatible blockchain environment on the Kusama network. It's intended to operate on Kusama as a parachain, which as a result, of course, benefits developers because this allows them to reach new users and markets through a multi-chain approach. Now, this may all seem very complicated, but basically, if you take a look at it, Moonriver at its core, it's basically a, canary network to Moonbeam. Now, you may be thinking, okay, what is this all about? But before I get into what Moonbeam is, I want to explain the benefit of something like a canary network. Because if you take a look at it, what this means is that new code will usually ship over to Moonriver first, and then after it's been tested and verified under real economic conditions, it will then later on be shipped over to Moonbeam. However, it doesn't have to happen, right? They don't have to ship it over to Moonbeam later on if they don't want to. For instance, you take a look at Darwinia Crab, Sakura Finance. I mean, they're on Moonriver. But yeah, even besides that point, we take a look at how, for instance, why is this so beneficial? It's because it gives a testing ground quite essentially for people who may not necessarily want to jump head on straight to Moonbeam. So that's amazing. It's kind of like a gym membership if you really think about it, right? Sometimes they give you a free trial. The free trial kind of feels like Moonriver, if that makes sense. But then the real gym membership feels like a Moonbeam. But yeah, even besides that, if you take a look at Moonbeam, what is so special about it? Quite simply put, Moonbeam allows, the power of Polkadot while at the same time maintaining the ease of use of Ethereum. So yeah, that's the amazing thing about it. And now with that being said, you may be wondering what's so special about Polkadot. Polkadot is focused on interoperability. It's focused on connecting blockchains together. So that's very amazing. So if you really think about it, Moonriver does play a very vital role in all of this. And the unique thing is this, if you take a look at it again, right, Moonriver is on Kusama, but then funnily enough, Kusama is actually a canary network to Polkadot. And again, Moonbeam is on Polkadot. So then you take a look at how, they're very similar in a sense, right? Again, both Kusama and as well as Moonriver, they're quite essentially canary networks. And again, they're both helping support something more grand, I would say, right? Because again, Kusama's quite essentially supporting Polkadot, and then Moonriver is quite essentially supporting Moonbeam. They're like the Robin, Moonriver, but then Moonbeam, it's kind of like the Batman, if that makes sense. Also Polkadot as well. So yeah, anyway, take a look at it. I think Moonriver has an A+ use case. But even besides that, we should take also into consideration how when it comes to Moonriver, there are many amazing projects on it. And not to mention, we take a look at how it's actually home to the most active DeFi ecosystem on Kusama. And it even supports ERC-721 NFT bridging with Ethereum. And I think there's two key takeaways from this because DeFi, I think it could be so huge moving forward. Did a lot of the hype die down? Yes, but I think better days are ahead because DeFi, aka decentralized finance, its market size is predicted to be worth over $200 billion by 2030, according to Grandview Research. Some people may think that this is kind of like a small figure, but it's actually bigger than some countries' GDP. So that's insane. Now, not to mention, we also take a look at NFTs, right? This could also be huge. Now, some people may cringe at this, though, because they're like, NFTs, the hype's over. Let's face it. Some people like to say that. They say that 2021 was the peak. Now it's all trash. It's caca. But I think better days are ahead because, yet again, according to Grandview Research, because, they like to predict things, they also predict that by 2030, the NFT market, much like the DeFi market, is expected to be worth over $200 billion. So yeah, when it comes to the future of DeFi NFTs, I think it's far from over. So again, seeing how Moonriver is home to the most active DeFi ecosystem on Kusama, that's great. And also, yet again, right, it supports ERC-721 NFT bridging with Ethereum. So yeah, I love that when it comes to Moonriver. But even besides that, we also take a look at how, when it comes to Moonriver, it's also home to the most active ecosystem of projects on Kusama. So yeah, that's amazing. Like, for instance, I mentioned earlier on the video, right? Darwinia Crab, Sakura Finance. Of course, there's many others. The list is, very massive. So it's going to go on and on and on. Going to bore some people if I mention everything. But yeah, even besides that, I think you get the point. Moonriver, it's very well established. Is it like the biggest out there? No, but isn't that kind of the key? In my opinion, I want to enter something before it really has taken off in a sense. I'm not looking for a big thing. I'm looking for the next big thing, if you catch my drift. But yeah, besides that point, if you take a look at MOVR, right? At the price of $700, I don't know why people keep thinking that this is some crazy pipe dream, because I quite frankly don't think so. If you think about it, right? If it were to go to the price of $700, considering current circulating supply, market cap would only be around $6.5 billion. I mean, could you imagine that? This is like so minuscule in the grand scheme of things. We've seen SHIB reach around $40 billion. We've seen Doge even reach over $80 billion in market cap. Now, granted, they have more fans, more hype, but reaching over $6.5 billion, I mean, like, come on. That's like not even too much to ask for. At least that's the way I view it. And if you think about it, a lot of the sentiment when it comes to Moonriver has kind of dropped, right? A lot of people don't really like it. They think it's trash. But keep in mind, a number of months ago, when I was talking about MOVR, the price was so low and everyone thought it was trash. They thought it was a meme coin. Then what happened? It did, around a 6x. Now, granted, there's a big pullback, but I'm just saying, as of right now, levels are, somewhat similar in a sense to before it had that pump. And when it had that pump, everyone was telling me, oh man, I can't believe, we didn't get in MOVR, all this type of stuff. Now they're complaining yet again. So then when the price does go up again, I'm hypothetically assuming they're going to, complain again. Sometimes people work that way, right? They don't want to accumulate when it's low. Then when it pumps, they regret. And then when it drops lower again, they're like, yeah, it sucks. And then it pumps up again, then they regret. So they're regretting both ways. No, I just don't get that. Now, of course, not financial advice, not a guarantee, but that's just the way I view it. Now, I don't get why $700 would be crazy, though. You take a look at the Bitcoin ETF, the number of institutional investors, the amount of enterprise adoption. As of right now, it's through the roof. Also, the Ethereum ETF. Ethereum, it's not showing signs of stopping anytime soon. You take a look at its ecosystem is amazing. The number of fans, the hype, the amount of projects is fantastic. So again, Moonriver being an Ethereum-compatible blockchain environment on the Kusama network, that right there is going to be fantastic, because as Ethereum does grow moving forward, it's only fair to assume that something like Moonriver does go along with the ride as well. So when I take all of those amazing factors and I combine that with the fact that you take a look at how there's, again, currently over 600 million crypto owners, man, I think the sky's the limit. That's more than ever before in history. That's according to Crypto.com research. So imagine what happens to Bitcoin as it goes to the price of 100,000, 150,000. Man, something like MOVR, I think it's just going to really skyrocket. Now, only time will tell. However, you also got to think about how this type of stuff isn't going to happen like today or tomorrow or something like that, because typically it requires some time. Now, as a worst case scenario, altcoins, they've been known to peak as a worst case, again, scenario around 18 months after a Bitcoin halving event. And the Bitcoin halving event just happened back in April. So worst case, again, that's like around October of next year. Basically, just a year from right now. We're already in October, keep in mind. So it's not waiting that much longer. Now, granted, it could happen sooner. Absolutely, you just never know. But again, it showcases how even as a worst case based off of history, it's actually not that much longer anyways. Now, we also have to take this into consideration, right? When it comes to my buying strategy, it's not day trading. It's not using leverage. It's not swing trading. It's not going all in at a certain point. No. What I do is I dollar cost average. So anytime an income, I'm just acquiring, I'm holding, and I'm just waiting. That's it. It's so simple in my opinion. Now, no one has to follow what I do, but it literally doesn't require any like technical knowledge or anything like that. It's just literally believing in a project, acquiring anytime an income, and just holding. Really, that's it. I mean, is anything really more simple than that? It's like cooking an egg or something like that, or cooking instant noodles. It's like so simple. I'm not talking about cooking filet mignon or something like that, right? The way I view dollar cost averaging, again, it's like cooking an egg or like having instant noodles. It's like easy peasy. Not financial advice, of course, but again, MOVR at the price of $700 during this bull run wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I think this bull run could be so special, and I think that Moonriver is that amazing, and I really can't wait. I'm still bullish on it. A lot of people think, I gave up on it, but no, I still believe in it, and I think better days are ahead. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.